A very good morning to you, my dearest students. How are you all? I hope you are all doing well. So, Miss Delphi is here, and today is a social studies class in which we will be doing the third chapter, that is First Farmers and Herders. First of all, let's cover the introduction. So, in the last class, we have already seen the three stages of the Stone Age. And the last stage was the Neolithic period, in which it was in this period that we can see the development of agriculture. So the development of agriculture, it was developed accidentally, and the method was being seen when the seeds may have fallen on the ground and sprouted. But the problem was that man could not move the plants from one place to another, so they soon realized that water will help plants to grow. Therefore, we can see that most of these early men they easily settled in places where water was abundant in nature. So, in comparison with the Stone Age, we can say that there was an increase in the population during this period. And not only that, but people, instead of using only hunting and gathering services, there was a new demand for food in which they acquired that skill through farming. Domestication of animals was also being found since animal remains and bones were being found at certain sites, which include animals such as cows, sheep, goats, pigs, and dogs. They were being found at certain storage pits, and it might be, in fact, that domestication took some time because not all animals can be domesticated. They might have also used horse and donkey as means of transportation so that agriculture would have been much easier and their livelihood would have been much more sufficient enough for them to have a simpler and easy life. The next one was the invention of the wheel. Maybe during that time they might have used the same animals for transportations and wheel was being used. Man might have started domestication not just for the habit of it, but it might be for social comfort and easy means of transportation. We have seen in the Paleolithic period that man was either a food hunter or a food gatherer. So it means that his basic modes of food would came from trees and plants. But when man started to live in such a civilization of using stone tools, that was when man started to have a developed mindset. And agriculture was the mainstream of such happening. The Neolithic Age. In this age, we will learn about the whole world of exactly what happened during this time. Now, as we have seen in the introduction, farming and domestication was popular during the Neolithic period. So it means that man, he actually proved that he was a social animal. Since with the comparison that tools were well shaped, polished and sharper, it means that these tools were not only used for chopping, but they were also being used for digging. The concept of domestication was, in fact, a kind of a theory in which we can say that it underlaid down upon the concept that man, he actually did not want to dwell only with people, but he also wanted to have a very simplified life. That's why horses, sheep, goats were being domesticated so that man could not travel like a nomad, but he can stay in one place and he would get everything he needs from that same place. And then came the concept of man having beasts as a friend. Agriculture was the main source of what started domestication because from there certain animals were being tamed and they were used as means of transportation. This revolution simplifies that it was through the change of climate, change of weather, change of temperature that make everything seem as a revolutionized history of mankind. So now let's watch this clip that shows the invention of the wheel and its uses.
After mastering agriculture and livestock, man gradually abandoned his nomadic lifestyle and societies became sedentary with the first permanent settlements. This cut with the nomadic past became known as the Neolithic Revolution. Some settlements kept developing themselves and their population began to grow in numbers. This new form of society began to divide labor, creating classes of experts in certain activities, and thus the division of society in social classes was getting clearer. Trading with other settlements was also more common. Some of these settlements became trading posts, which boosted their growth and development, with the first cities now appearing. Scholars claim that the first cities were born on the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in Mesopotamia, today's Iraq. The cities of Uruk and Eridu are considered to be the first cities founded by men. With that, the first great civilization, today known as the Sumerians, was born. The vast number of products that were demanded by the cities could turn into a logistical bedlam, but instead, it stimulated the mundane use of a new invention, the wheel. It is likely that the invention of the wheel derived from the observation of trunks being rolled to move heavy cargo. The first wheels were massive and had bumpy axles, but those mechanisms were perfected over the years. The lubrication of the axles and the invention of the wheel with rims made them much more efficient. But the decisive factor was the use of animal drag vehicles like oxen, donkeys, and horses, making wheels even more popular. This new invention quickly revolutionized the way man could transport goods and people. And the wheel soon entered the battlefield. Chariots were systematically used as combat vehicle in ancient battles. Contrary to popular belief, the native people of the Americas were already knowledgeable of the wheel when the Europeans discovered the New World. However, it was barely used, as Native Americans did not have access to animals like the horse, for instance. Taking into consideration that limitation, these people opted for other means that they considered more efficient to transport their cargo. The impact of the wheel's invention altered many areas, not only transportation. The wheel was also used in several other mechanisms, which would be crucial to the evolution of mankind.
So students, this is all for today. I'll see you in the next class. Take care. Bye-bye.